Revelers, this is Off the Rails, Right versus Left, the podcast that we do because we think the left is evil. I'm Rob B.
And I'm Brad Lee.
And I'm Brian G.
And we are Off the rails, right versus left. Again, we're doing this show because we think everybody needs to know that the left is
Welcome, revelers. Okay, let me get this fixed up here. Trying to figure out a good way to do this to shrink Brian's goofy ass down.
Hey, Brad made it!
Hey, I did.
Brad! And I'm headed east on the I-80 through Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Just got through Wyoming, heading through Nebraska, heading towards Iowa.
Going through the heartland.
Yeah,
Iowa.
In Indianapolis, some town I've never heard of, just south of Des Moines. It's where I'm going.
Nice.
Des
Well,
Moines.
have fun over there in the cornfields.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what he's driving through right now, huh? Oh, yeah, Iowa's got cornfields too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Lots
think
of cornfields. And it
So,
reminds me of
yeah.
home, coming from owning a home up in Linden. Man, there's cornfields all over the place up there.
There's a bunch of them here too. And then, like, when we were down by the lake, there's like cornfields, then hops, then wheat.
Oh,
Like,
do
it
they
was
have a bunch
funny
of
watching it.
cornfields around Houston, between Houston and Dallas?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
dude, it was
Yeah,
hilarious.
my kids seem to think that Ohio is the only place where corn is. I'm like,
Ah,
what?
no, dude, they
They're
grow them
like,
all over the
you're
place.
crazy, huh? Yeah, corn grows everywhere. That's the
My
beauty of
my
corn.
dad tried to grow them up in Alaska, up in Anchorage, and he got some beautiful corn stalks the first year, but no ears of corn grew on it. It was cool for Halloween when he put it along the walkway,
Yeah.
but he gave up. He gave up after that. He's like, that's it.
Down here, we grew corn and we weren't even trying. We grew corn and
Yeah,
sunflower seeds. My wife bought some like squirrel feed and she just threw it out in the backyard. And all of a sudden,
yeah.
one day I look out there and my wife's like, "What are you looking at?" I'm like, "Dude, that's 2 stalks of corn. Look, they're
Well,
growing ears of corn out of it." I'm like, "What? How did? Look at that! That's a sunflower."
well, everything grows so fast up there around Anchorage because there's so much sunlight in the summer with almost
Yeah,
no night, almost no darkness. So everything just gets so much sun. It grows massively big, but really fast.
right.
Well, since Brian's always like on the road when he joins us, we need to get a picture of him smoking a cigar. So when you and I are sitting here smoking a cigarette, we can put up his picture smoking a
Cigar
cigar.
picture. Well, next
Yeah,
time I'm there, I smoke one pretty much every time I'm at your house.
Nonstop. Oh my goodness.
Usually I smoke one. The last several times I've been there, I've smoked one.
yeah, and they burn forever, so that's why he seems to
Yeah, and they
think that it's
usually
all the
last
time.
hour and a half to 2 hours usually.
Nah,
Yeah.
there was one day I go to ash the cigarette and I can't because there's like the pile of ashes like this with like 3 dead.
Oh, because yeah.
Dude, that was during the 24-hour, 7-day stream where I smoked I think 5 cigars that over that 24-hour period. It's like,
Dude, that was
damn,
hella fun though doing a 24-hour stream. That
that
was
was a
awesome.
blast. We should do a
So
12-hour stream sometime. I know you won't do another 24.
um yeah, I have to keep my feet up if I do, otherwise I'm gonna be barely
Yeah.
walking again.
I
So
mean, I'm
anyway, well,
perfectly
welcome to
fine.
the show, you guys. You gotta listen to a little of our bullshit chit chat
Off the
here.
rails.
Off the rails.
Off the
We started
rails.
off the rails, so staying true to the name of the show.
Amen.
Of course, I'm Rob B, the one that you
I'm B
can't see.
Rad.
Yeah, that's B Rad.
Be
It's
ready.
not on
I'm
the name tag.
Brian G.
Wait
Driving
a
through the
I switched
I-80.
it.
Yeah.
I switched it up. I need to go just be Brad Lee
Yeah,
because
that's what you always did. The hell?
that keeps the flow going. I don't know
What is it?
when I decided that it was B Rad, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Be red.
Anyway,
I'm sure it was always Brad Lee.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it
because it
was
was
Well,
before. Yeah.
I'm gonna. All right. Well, I'm the one that controls that, so I will
Yeah.
correct
Fix it.
the situation.
no, I was just Wondering why it's not showing any names on it. Like that's new.
Yeah, that is weird.
There we go.
Yeah.
I don't like that one. I
What?
like this one.
Yeah. Okay, so
There we go.
Wifey in the background. Wifey in the background. Warning, warning.
So anyway, I got rid of the banner at the bottom for now because when I pull up some of the images that I have for the stories that we're talking about, it would get part of it would be covered by the banner. So I'm gonna put the banner. I'll turn it
Yeah,
on.
the banner cuts it off. Yeah.
But like the first one, did you guys both hear the details of what Kamala Harris is doing about these headlines?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So for anyone that doesn't know, this is what it looks like. So these are the search results for Kamala Harris. And what these are advertisements with an edited headline and an edited description to make Kamala Harris look even better. And like you can see, it says sponsored. And then it has a link to the actual article. But that's not the headline, and that's not the synopsis of the article. She's literally creating fake news for the people to just scroll through and see the headlines.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that where they had a little bit that so it sounds like it's a news article, but then she has her political posting right attached to the bottom of it.
Exactly.
You know what's messed up though is she didn't have to do that. She could have done that and the media would have gone along with her. The fact is she went and did it and then didn't tell the news organizations. So then they saw it and they're like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" And they were forced to report on it.
Yeah, I forget who it was that originally like called her out for it. Access News.
It was Axios. Yeah, it was Axios.
That's it. Axios. So Axios called her out on it, and it's funny because like all the other news organizations had to know about it, but they don't want to make her look bad, so they didn't question her about it.
Yeah.
So once again, they're complicit in a cover-up.
Yep.
And then like, but the funny thing is like them like constantly like harping about fake news to the point of like trying to get the White House to like, I don't know what they thought they would do about the Twitter stream, but like literally asking for censorship.
Oh yeah, I saw that. At the White House press briefing, one of the White House press asked what they were going to do about the lies that Trump was obviously going to put out during the talk with Elon.
Yeah.
And how they could stop it.
You know what's even better? Yeah, I heard that too. But what's even better is the fact that the UK government came out and fucking slapped that dude for telling Elon Musk that he needed to fucking abide by their laws. The EU, the Parliament, came out and issued a statement about that. I'm like, what? They're like, Don't you think you should have done that like right after this idiot went and said some stupid shit?
Yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, he is the president of the European Union, isn't he?
Yeah.
I
think it was him.
He's the president of something over there. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is.
If it wasn't the president of the EU, then he was a representative of the EU talking for the EU.
So here it is.
Exactly.
Let's see how the sound comes through.
Elon Musk is slated to interview Donald Trump tonight on X. I don't know if the president is going to tune in. Feel free to say if he
I was not expecting that voice.
But I think that misinformation on Twitter is not just a campaign issue. It's a
I think you know exactly what I mean.
What role does the White House or the president have in sort of?
I was expecting a Ving Rhames voice.
Intervening in that. Some of that was about campaign misinformation, but it's a wider thing, right?
Yeah, no, and you've heard us talk about this many times from here about the responsibilities that social media platforms have when it comes to misinformation, disinformation. Don't have anything to read out from here about specific ways that we're working on it, but we believe that they have the responsibility These are private companies, so we're also mindful of that too. But look, it is. I think it is incredibly important to call that out as you're doing. I just don't have any specifics on what we have been doing internally as it relates to the interviews. Not something that I'm tracking, and I'm sure the president's not tracking it either.
So I think that's hilarious.
They're tracking. What about all the lies that they spew out about every time they open their mouth?
Oh, like
they're not gonna admit to that. Why would they admit to that when they have a media that's complicit?
Well, no, and like the media themselves lying. Like they lied about ivermectin, they lied about the vaccines, they lied about
the laptop.
They lied about Russia. They lied about Alpha Bank. They lied about Hillary Clinton. They lied about Trump's documents.
They're lying right now about Kamala and not being the border czar and the policies she pushed in the past, and the border being sealed and the numbers being down on the border, and and they're complicit with the whole economy numbers where they spew out the number of employed, and then 2 or 3 months later they come back and correct it. Well, they never report that the numbers were corrected.
Right. Well, why would they?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I just thought it was funny that like literally they were like saying that Trump and Musk should be like shut up for misinformation, and yet Kamala Harris is literally paying for fake news.
Yeah.
Like you can't make this shit up.
But I know, but see, that's how. Okay, you can make this shit up. That somebody had to make it up, otherwise it wouldn't happen. I mean, come on. So, anyways, but no, what I'm saying, like, but the thing is she didn't need to do it. So what is she scared of? Is she scared that those polls that are out are probably skewed her way and she knows it? It seems like a desperate act to me, is all I'm saying.
So like we talked about yesterday, it's like that CIA experiment that was part of MK Ultra, where they took 18 people, 17 of them were CIA agents. Anybody who didn't hear it, this is how it worked. So there was 18 people, 17 were CIA agents, and they brought in one random Joe off the street. They held up a picture of a triangle, and they asked each of the CIA agents first, one after another, what do you see? And they're like, square, square, square. Well, it gets back down to the last guy. Everybody else has said square. He's looking at it, sees that it's a triangle, and instead of going, yo, that's a triangle, you guys are crazy, he answers square. That is what she's trying to do. That's what the media is trying to do. Yeah. Like, just like that clip that I played yesterday of all those, like, that creepy ass fucking thing about the disinformation.
Well, they're doing the same thing with Project fucking 25.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing with that. If we tell people about Agenda 2025, yep.
Put Trump's name to
just like what Ben Shapiro said.
Yeah.
Just like what Ben Shapiro said to Eric Swalwell when he was in the fucking thing over GARM. GARM is now no more because they can't afford to do anything because Elon has sued them. Because they're the.
That's why I missed most of that because my signal's going in and out, so I missed most of what you just said. But
they're the people that tell advertisers who they should advertise with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was this one here.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
So it's like exactly this shit. We played this yesterday. Man, I will play this every goddamn day because it's like it's so fucking creepy.
Exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 So that's just a partial clip, like.
Yeah.
I want to find the full clip that I played yesterday. Because this was like, I mean, it's just so creepy. Like, of course, like even Twitter's not letting me get it. Oh, X.
Yes.
Hey, I'm gonna pop out for just a sec.
Okay. Pop. Poppity pop pop pop. He's still there.
Okay, yeah, here we go. Here we go. So this has Joe Rogan's reaction to it. So
All right,
and this
can
is
you guys hear me?
different. Yeah, we can hear you.
I hear you fine.
Okay.
So this is Joe Rogan's reaction to it too.
Have you ever seen that video where it
I think
shows
that's Howie
local
Mandel with
news
him.
people all saying like the exact same thing? It's really weird. It's one of those things where you go like, I kind of knew that this happened, but to see it happen so blatantly.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish the same fake stories without checking facts first.
This is scary.
Yeah.
This is the scariest.
Well, that's propaganda. They're trying to bend a narrative in a very specific way for everybody.
Is that Howie Mandel?
Yeah.
I gotta watch that one.
Howie.
But yeah, it was like crazy. So with Bobby Kennedy as the attorney, 9 people are part of the lawsuit suing media agencies for collusion. Is an antitrust lawsuit.
Which what they're
Nice.
looking at taking him off of the New York ballot because of him and his vice president, who are both from California, saying it's illegal for them both to be from the same state.
It is.
Yeah.
So one of them needs to hurry up and change the residency.
Right.
Or he needs a new VP.
Collusion between the media and the government is pretty apparent, especially left-wing media and left-wing government. It's pretty fucking apparent that there's some narratives that get shared back and forth, and they have talking points, and they don't talk about things they're not supposed to, like the Hunter Biden laptop story or something that's actual news just gets
crazy.
Crazy story. Because if that was the Donald Trump Jr. laptop, holy fucking shit,
Yeah.
would that lead every night? I mean, this whole Russia collusion story has turned out to be completely nonsense.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. That was 3.5 years the American public was getting beat down with the Russia collusion thing.
And it wasn't real.
And it was created.
Yeah.
It was created
Yeah.
by the Democratic Party. Maybe that's not the exact thing, but it was created by people that were insiders in the Democratic Party.
Yeah, and no one's being held accountable. No one's going to jail for it. But they were trying to literally impeach Trump for some shit that they made up. But look, Trump's not a perfect guy. This is not a pro-Trump speech.
I think it's safe to say Trump is not a perfect
guy. But this fucking this thing that he kept saying about the deep state, it's real.
Yeah.
It's 100% real. The swamp is real.
The swamp is definitely
They're
real.
fucking real monsters, and they were really trying to get rid of them by lying. Like, they were not spending their time trying to make the government work efficiently and make the country a better place for everyone and prop up the middle class. No, they were trying to regain power, and they got it with a dead man. They have to have facts, and they have to show you why they come to these conclusions. CNN doesn't have to do that because they're not really news. They're entertainment news that supports the left-wing narrative, which is why Kyle Kalinske and Jimmy Dore, they all talked about the Hunter Biden laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody did. Everybody did that was talking about news because it was news. CNN was like, what? Laptop? Huh? Laptop? There's a laptop?
No, they said it was. They said it was a Russian off.
And that has obviously the Hunter Biden laptop.
Yeah.
That could have swayed the election.
Fuck.
I mean, that thing is insane.
Yeah.
That thing is insane.
Okay, so it was tagged wrong. It was supposed to be the video talking about his lawsuit, but they've got a big lawsuit with 9 people suing the media for collusion and antitrust.
I mean, just imagine what Trump could.
You cut off there, Brian.
I'm imagining
done
what
over
Trump
his
could.
4 years in office if he hadn't been war. Just imagine what he could have actually accomplished if he could have just been president.
Well, part of that's his fault because of the people he picked to be in his cabinet.
That is true. That is true.
I won't
A
say.
lot,
But I mean, what?
Yeah.
But he was fresh at it, right? So he didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, I won't disagree with that, but just if the Democrats didn't try to BS from the moment he came down that escalator and try to set him up, just think of what he could have done while he was in office. It's just. I mean, it's like he never actually had a chance to be president. And look at what he accomplished. He did some great stuff.
For real.
Oh yeah, absolutely he did. And he could have done more if he didn't have to deal with all the
Done a
bullshit.
hell of a lot more if he
2 impeachments.
wasn't defending himself. Yeah. I mean, they started the impeachment stuff before he was even sworn into office.
Yep. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, our side did the same when Biden got into office with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and the problem was fucking January 6th turned out to be what it was, and then fucking a lot of people were just like, you guys are fucking stupid, come on now. But then people were like, I want to see exactly, I mean, we all saw everything that the news didn't show us, and we all saw it that day, so they didn't show us anything new.
Yeah. News doesn't show anything new.
No, or helpful.
And what does all this have an effect on? It has an effect on the election.
Yeah.
They're trying to steal the election right now.
Yep. And I mean, look how close it is. So this is the map. We had it up yesterday too, showing 251 to 287. 270 is what they need to get to. And if they flip Pennsylvania and Georgia, that would do it. So then you go and look at some of these polls. Trump's only up by 0.8 in Arizona, 0.6 in Georgia, and 0.2 in Pennsylvania. So that's close. That's the average of the polls. So that's not like any one poll.
Right, that's an aggregate.
Yeah, now all of these are kind of heavily weighted. The last 3 pollsters that turned in polls in these states were all ones that are generally off by about 5 points and usually in favor of Democrats.
Favor of the Dems. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But then you break down the polls even more. And you see the general election. Oh, hold on. Let's see. So we'll do this one first. Oh, do I have 2 of the same one? I do have 2 of the same one. Damn it. Anyway, so it shows Harris with a slight lead. How did they do that?
Nevada should not be a battleground state.
I just have a hard time believing. I mean, I don't know, believing the polls that honeymoon phase and stuff, and then you have the convention, and she'll probably get a boost, some kind of boost from that. But I just have a hard time believing that so many Americans can be so flippin' stupid that they'd even consider voting for. It's like they cover their eyes and their ears and don't listen to what she's actually done or what she actually says. And I mean, the policies that she's actually put out there are ones that Trump said weeks before. And she goes, ooh, that's a good idea. I think I'll make it my idea. It's like they don't pay attention and like, oh, she's so great. It's like, no,
Brian,
she's not. She's a fucking socialist, liberal communist. She is the furthest left politician that we have ever placed. She in the highest position in America ever. Ever.
We need to point that out and focus on that. But Brian, think
How can so
about
many people be so stupid? It's
think about all these. Well, okay, don't let's not think of it as so many people being stupid, right? Let's think of it as like the Democrats are very crafty at cheating, and in a lot of these states, there is ballot harvesting is like a thing in California. It's legal
We've
to do
talked
there.
about it several
Why
times. Yeah.
why the Republicans haven't jumped on that bandwagon and fucking done the same thing is beyond me. But also, we had voter rolls that were cleaned up, and people were pissed off that we haven't in Pennsylvania or Arizona. I think one of the two. Crowder was saying that they had a backlog of like 9 years of voter what do you call it? Where they redo the voter rolls, where they get rid of a bunch of voters that are no longer there. There's like hundreds of thousands of voters that were removed from the rolls this year. So
Okay.
it's probably not just that people are stupid, though there are stupid people out there.
Oh, they are.
I mean, any person that gives up their vote because they don't care is an idiot and shouldn't have the right to vote.
If they don't look into it and they vote for Kamala, they're stupid. Period. They're stupid.
Exactly. If
they're
you're
not
and here's the thing. In some places, you can get a license without proving that you're a citizen, and then automatically assigns you up to vote. But do they tell you that you're automatically registered to vote? No, they probably keep those names and ballots and fill them out accordingly. Yeah.
What were you saying, Robbie?
Oh, so I was saying, so we're not going to name who it is, because we don't want to get them in trouble for sharing what goes on at the facilities. But do you know how people in nursing homes vote? Volunteers come in.
Yeah.
They go in the room alone with them, and they close the door, and none of the employees can be in there to make sure that what the people want is what gets put on the ballot. The ballots get filled out, and then the person comes out with the ballots, and they go through and they collect ballots from all the registered voters in the room. Or in the facility. Okay, now mind you, they collect ballots from people that are comatose, people that are completely like out of it, people that have no mental facilities. They collect
people that shouldn't be voting.
Absolutely.
There should be voter ID, and there should be, it shouldn't just be that you're old enough and you're old enough to vote and you can vote. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some skin in the game. Like back in the day, like when you had property, you had to be a landowner and whatever. Like, because look, what happens when these immigrants get a fucking jury duty summons, right? Because now that you're a registered voter, you become subject to the draft, subject to jury duty. You're supposed to be a citizen of the U.S., right? Right. I mean, so you gotta do the. So what happens to these people? So then they end up with warrants out for their arrest because they didn't go to jury duty. Oh no, because we make sure we don't put those people in for jury duty because we know that they're not citizens.
Okay. So look at this one from Ballotpedia. Okay. So what are the big states that could flip the election? Pennsylvania. So let's look at Pennsylvania.
Arizona, Georgia,
Michigan.
So who may return ballots? Someone chosen by the voter. So that means they can go in, have them fill out the ballot, have them sign the piece of paper that they're the ones designated to turn in the ballot, and then they can go turn in the ballots. And that one person can turn in thousands of ballots. Okay, so let's see Georgia. Who may return the ballots? Specific people. So whoever the person specifies, same thing. Okay, Arizona's close. Who may return ballots? Specific people may return ballots. How are they going to do it? Yeah, but they specify it on a piece. They specify it on a piece of paper that the person takes into the room with them with the ballot.
What? Oh, what?
Yeah.
For
So
the
person that goes and signs it, the person that
They
goes in
basically
and signs them up to vote,
Yeah.
is the same person that comes back with the ballot, has them fill it out, and then takes it and turns it in.
Yeah, they
Oh
sign it over to that
hell
person.
no!
Oh, and
No
we don't
way.
know, and we don't know when that ballot gets sealed either.
Yeah.
So they might just toss the ballot if it's
And fill it out themselves.
if it's not, well, I mean, even if they don't, they could toss the
If
ballot
it's a
not for
voter
who
that they don't like.
Yeah, if it's for Trump and not for
Wow.
Kamala, they could toss the Trump
Right.
one and keep the Kamala.
Right.
So, Texas is quickly going purple. Well, maybe it has to do with the fact that we've got one of the highest populations of people in nursing homes because of the warm weather here. A lot of people retire here and then they end up in nursing homes here. And hey, look, who can return the ballots? Specific people.
Yeah.
New Mexico flipped in the last few years. Who may return ballots? Specific people. Utah, anybody can. So let's watch that one. Wyoming, same thing. Colorado, someone chosen by the voter. I don't know how that's different than specific, but hey.
So what's the difference in the color?
The color, so if it's blue, it's someone specific can return. Someone chosen by the voter can return, which I don't get the distinction. Okay, someone chosen by the voter, specific. There has to be household members, caregivers, family members to return the ballots.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that.
Well, if it's accurate, Texas, a household member, person lawfully assisting the voter. So the person assisting them at the
pools
at the facility.
Right.
So
that I don't agree with.
Yeah. So you see, and then so we go.
So
to,
if you're that far along, you don't. I don't need you voting. We don't need you to be voting. We're taking care of you. You're okay. Your opinion does not matter. That's why you can be an old racist bigot jerking off in the nursing home, having fucking pineapple upside down fruitcake orgies while and while you're getting taken care of.
Arizona, same thing, caregiver. So I could collect Jabril's vote and turn it in because I'm his caregiver.
Yeah.
In Arizona?
Well, here in Texas too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but it's the same thing. It'd be like I fill out Jabril's ballot and turn it in for him.
Right. Which wouldn't be cool.
Doing. I mean, I wouldn't do it. Like he doesn't know.
No,
how to vote,
I know.
So why am I going to vote for him?
He doesn't know how to vote.
He doesn't have any idea that there's even an election.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't have
yeah, he's not that high functioning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got like maybe 200 word vocabulary.
If that, yeah.
So I mean, it's growing quickly. Like since I've been here working with him every day, he's been like getting better. But
he's a good guy.
But yeah, I would never do that because that would be like completely unethical. But there are people doing it in all these states.
Yeah, and they don't, and that must be why Republicans don't do it, because we just don't have the don't have the capability of cutting morals out of our.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Rob, his vocabulary's expanding, but you still can't get him to say dynamite. Damn it.
You know what
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
You know what I find funny?
Dynamite.
Every state except Tennessee that doesn't specify who can turn in ballots.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Wyoming, Utah, and Tennessee. Well, I mean, they're so ridiculously red. Why would they specify?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I don't know. Like I just see it being a problem because I know for a fact exactly how it gets abused. So people like going in and assisting them are calling themselves caregivers.
Yeah.
And turning in their ballots.
Yeah.
And then when it has to be a person specified, well, when they go and register the person to vote, they also have the person put them down as the one that's specified so they can come back on election day and collect their vote.
Yeah.
and then
or drop off the vote.
Yeah, and then half of the people have dementia or Alzheimer's, and they're not functioning. They don't know what's going on. They think they're voting for JFK or Roosevelt or Hoover, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's dirty, it's crooked as F. So, but that's I mean that's how Democrats are getting the votes, and then like they also depend on like a dearth of people who have no idea what the positions are.
Yeah.
Right. Or people who don't. I mean, they're honestly. Let's. Brian, the fact that you don't believe that there's that many stupid people in this world, it confuses me because people have been voting Democrat for well over 200 years, and they have known the Democrats' history for just as long.
Racist, bigot, pieces of crap.
Exactly. And so they flipped the script on it after they passed the Civil Rights Act, and then where LBJ, started using that race and saying, "Oh, we're going to give you free stuff, but at the same time, we're not going to give you a good education. We're not going to give, which is why they had to come up with historic black colleges and universities, right?
Right.
So, I mean, we are stupid. They are stupid. We're all stupid. And the people that are smart are the ones who think that we're stupid and know that we're stupid and are just going after us for power because we're so stupid. We'll go and take an experimental vaccine because we're afraid of the cold.
Okay, well let's listen to some Kamala Harris voters.
Will, can you define brat?
No, yeah, it's just like slay.
It's just slay.
Yeah.
What is the most important policy issue that she holds that is important to you?
I would say freedom.
You already know what her message is. You already know what her platform is, and so it's
What
not
is
that
her message?
Her message is unifying the nation.
And I would have to say, as a man, I would have to say women's reproductive freedom.
As a man?
Yeah, because why? Because
he wants his
we're all
mistress to
born
be able to get an
mothers.
abortion.
Right?
Mothers who had us.
Yes.
So, but what can be unburdened by what has been?
Is that a trick question?
Where does Kamala Harris stand on freedom?
She actually used to support it, has evolved her...
I thought she used to be against it.
I'm sorry, did I say that?
Yeah.
She used to be against it in her previous campaign, right? But
Does she owe it to you, the voter, to talk to the media, though? All right.
Listen, I believe, let's have the debate. Let's have a conversation.
Well, Trump says he wants 3 debates. She hasn't agreed to more than 1.
But you know what? He thought he was going to debate someone else.
Right. But it seems like she's tried to appease people like this. She didn't choose Shapiro from Pennsylvania as her VP. She's kind of waffled on her stance on Israel, but nothing will appease these people.
I don't
What
think
can she
Israel
do?
is a bigger. I don't think Israel is a bigger issue. I think Ukraine is a bigger issue.
Tim Walz once said that he wants to take weapons of war off the streets, the same weapons of war that he carried in war, but he didn't go to war. So why would he say that?
I don't know. That doesn't bother me. I don't know. I think, I don't know.
Did he choose Congress over combat?
I don't know. I haven't checked into that.
I'm part of the staff. I'm on the campaign.
Oh, you're on the campaign. All right. Let me ask you a question. You're on the campaign. It's been 3 weeks now since she's been the nominee. When is she going to talk to the media? You work for her.
Yep, that's not involved any questions you can ask the media.
Should she talk to the media?
Yeah, that's a question you can ask the media department.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. In Las Vegas, for Newsmax, I'm Mike Carter.
Well, that was like wonderful, wasn't it?
Idiots. I think Ukraine's a bigger issue because there's genocide going on in Ukraine.
Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of Slavic people killing a bunch of Slavic people. Genocide.
We're killing each other.
I'll say that
because the Russians are telling us to.
That's awesome how Ukraine is taking over parts of Russia.
Yeah.
It's a about
That's good for
freaking time.
them. I wish they would be able to hold on to it.
Yeah, if Biden had been out of the way, they would have done it over a year ago, I'm sure.
Now, of course, that could have been just Newsmax. So we don't want to act like Newsmax is 100% trustworthy. That's only one source of news, right? So
Well, they're biased. They're biased to the right. They're honest about their bias.
Yeah. So where are we at? Where are we at?
Yep.
So here we go. So this is Johnny from Fox News. Now, of course, you're not going to get anybody
So who
at
is
CNN
the
doing
Kamala
this.
Harris voter? Who are you?
I'm a girl. I'm Barbie, the cat lady.
Ooh, rare.
I am Gen Z. That's who I am.
I love Gen Z. Oh, you guys are terrific.
What is one characteristic of a leader that Kamala has?
Fearlessness. She pulls people together.
How does she do that?
What do you mean, how does she do that?
One drop of blood, black blood, you are black. Tired of people saying that she is not black.
That was the argument the Klan made.
Jesse Waters, he's 0.1%, so he is.
He's black too.
She can form a sentence.
Nah.
Wonderful.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
Black power.
We got lots of Kamala merch over here. How much is that shirt?
That shirt is $20.
$20? That's expensive.
That is called Bidenomics.
Name one thing that Kamala has done in office that you liked.
I'm losing my thought. Sorry. Help.
Can I phone a friend?
I can't really give you an answer to that question.
The coconut tree meme.
She took her time.
How much more time does she need?
She's good now.
There is great significance to the passage of time.
Are you a white dude for Harris?
I'm sure as hell not a black dude for Harris.
I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid.
Tim Walz is giving illegal immigrants driver's licenses. Is that what Democrats want?
That's a no for me.
It is illegal, but is it dangerous?
How do we know if they're dangerous or not?
How do I know that you're not dangerous? What are you asking me?
Do I look threatening?
A white man that looks like you, yes, is threatening to me.
Illegal elements driver's
Well, you
license.
bitch.
No, that's not a good thing.
He's putting tampons
The guy, not
in
the
little
girl.
boys' bathrooms.
Get out of here.
You got to do your research on Tim Walz.
Yeah, I am going to do my research on him. That don't sound good at all.
Mind your own damn business.
What issue is most important to you this election?
Climate change.
Democracy is saved. Roe v. Wade.
Costs are high, border crossings are high, inflation is high, crime is high. What is Kamala's plan for the future?
Crickets.
She wants to bring that all lower.
How is she going to do that?
I don't know.
Unite the America again.
How is she going to do that?
I don't know, but that's her job, not mine.
Why didn't Kamala do any of this when she was the vice president?
That don't have nothing to do with her. What did Pence do?
He led the coronavirus task force.
And what did that do for us?
He got the vaccine.
Again, what did that do for us?
That's a tough one. It's tough to understand.
Why is Kamala Harris better than Joe Biden?
I didn't say she was.
She's more spry.
I do not think he was fit for the job. I think he was very old.
I couldn't help myself.
What's different between Kamala and Joe?
They're fairly similar in their policies.
Were you going to vote for Joe Biden?
I would have to.
I was.
I was.
Yes.
I would have.
Absolutely. I sure enough would have voted for him again.
That was my plan, yes.
How many of you were not voting for Joe Biden?
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back.
Do you watch Fox News?
No, I do not.
Why not?
Because it makes me angry.
Well, you're going to be on Fox News.
And I still won't watch it.
Well, did we have fun together or what?
We had a good time. We had a good time.
Let's shake on it. All right, thanks so much.
That guy was pissed. That guy was not happy.
So that is Kamala Harris's electoral strategy. It isn't to convince anybody of anything. It's not to convince anybody of her policies. It's just to find 80 million stupid people. And Biden didn't. Why can't she?
There wasn't a whole lot of people standing around waiting to get in, though.
Well, of course.
Like he was able to catch. There wasn't. I know. That's what I was trying to make the comparison to.
So yeah, it's hilarious. Thanks for giving us a crotch shot, brother.
You know you wanted it.
Oh dear God, dude! I'm glad I wasn't looking because I'm driving.
Oh shit! All I wanted to do
Good.
is just
You would have wrecked and dropped your whole load.
Shit. Oh, I don't
oh,
carry anything, brother.
you dirty bastard.
Oh shit.
I'm a drive-away
Oh,
driver. I don't carry loads, bitch.
oh, you don't have a load?
No, I don't carry
So
loads. I just transport vehicles from point to point.
oh, okay. That's cool. Do you just put miles on vehicles that people have or that companies
Yeah, like
have?
this one. Like this one is a Kenworth truck that they needed from where I picked it up is Boise, from the manufacturer in Boise, and there's a vendor in just south of Des Moines that needs the truck, so I drive it from Boise to Des Moines.
Or do you have another delivery from Des Moines to somewhere else?
No, I when I get there, I figure out where I need to go to pick up another truck, and then I figure out how I'm going to get there. Plane, bus, train, walk.
How do you get it? How do you get a job? Do you get paid by the mileage and by the hours?
Yeah, you get paid by the mile. Yeah. No, just the
But do you
mile.
also get just a mile? So what do you get paid mileage?
Depends on the vendor. It's all through. There's a whole bunch of different companies. The one I work for is Bennett, and you go onto a load board online and choose the runs you want. You just have to take one reload every month or two, but you take as many as you want. You just got to make sure that you know how you're getting in and out from where you're going and where you're going to and where you need to get. You're going to make
Huh.
money on it. You can make anywhere from 60 cents a mile up to I've made up to damn near $1 a mile on certain runs. There's bonuses for with certain vendors for crossing the Canadian border. There's other ones for no tow bonuses. You just got to know what you're doing.
Dude, this is funny. In this image, there's like
Do you
somebody
need your
waving this sign.
CDL?
Like, this is hilarious.
What was that, Brett?
Do you need your commercial driver's license to do that?
Yeah. Well, Jason did not for a year, but for most of the runs you do, yes.
That's if you're going to be taking like Kenworths and Peterbilts and shit.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. That sounds like something I would love to do.
That's fun. It's just sometimes it can be really hard to make money. You really got to know what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, and you get a couple bad runs in a row, you can end up stuck. Like, you eventually get paid, but you like have to go find another run while the truck you're working on is getting repaired and bounce back. And
well, yeah, you
that
don't
can be
get paid
fun.
till the truck is delivered. I mean, you get in
Yeah.
advance up to 70%, but you don't get reimbursements. You don't get the last 30% until the truck is delivered. So, yep. You just, like I said, you really got to know what you're doing and really pay attention and be good at spotting runs and going, oh, I'm going to Des Moines. I'm going to this one that's just south of Des Moines, and there's a run coming out of Des Moines to here. I can take that. If but you can't take a run more than 24 hours in advance, which sucks. But
Right. Well, they don't want you falling asleep, while
no,
you're fucking driving. So you got to
they
take breaks, right?
They don't want a truck sitting there, so they won't let you go. Well, I'm going here, and then I'm going to drop this off on Wednesday. I want to be able to pick that truck up on Thursday. Well, it's only Monday, so that's not an option. We want somebody to pick it up today or tomorrow.
Yeah, and the next time he does a
Okay.
reset here over the weekend, Brad, you're gonna have to bring your ass down so we can do at least one show with all of us in the studio.
Yeah. You just got to let me know.
Yeah, he never knows though until like a few days
And
before.
if you got two trees in your yard, I'll set up my hammock.
Oh yeah, there's 2 trees back there by the back corner.
I don't know if you have 2 trees.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
the pine tree and oak tree in the corner.
You'd be surprised at how far my anchors go.
Oh, I know. Oh, I got you.
So we do
Off the
also have a
rails.
fold out couch too. So like,
Yeah. And we are way off the rails.
you ain't got to sleep in the hammock, brother.
Gotta has nothing to do with it. It's wanna.
All right. Well, you can enjoy sleeping outside when it's like what 90 degrees with 70% humidity. Good luck.
Well, I have done it. I just did it a couple of weeks
Dude, he's
ago.
living in Dallas. He knows what he's doing.
Better you than me, brother.
It's not like me coming down from Washington
Anyways,
going, I'll
guys,
just sleep in a hammock.
Mhm.
Well, we're running up on an hour here, so any final thoughts, guys?
Yeah.
I just
Stop
hope
this
that,
racism crap.
yeah.
Racism is not a thing anymore. It hasn't been. They just keep pushing and pushing and trying to find a way to make racism a thing. It's not fetch. Fetch is not going to happen. Stop
Obese,
it.
please.
Yeah.
These stupid. Remember when it used to be George Carlin had those dirty words that you could never say?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's something totally, completely different. I'll go off on a rant about the words that you can no longer say and the words that you can say that you couldn't say.
Yeah.
Like the TV show MASH. Did I tell you guys about that? The black guy in the TV show MASH, his name was Spear Chucker. Okay? Back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, they were calling a black guy Spear Chucker. That was his name on the television show. Now, why do you think his name was Spear Chucker? Do you think it was because he was black? That's a legitimate question. I'm expecting an answer.
Because that's what his job was in his tribe or his family.
No, no. He was an Olympian and he threw the javelin. He was a literal spear chucker for the Americans.
That's funny.
You totally wouldn't have thought that, right? See, you all knew exactly. I was trying to get it from you, but I had to beg you to say it.
Well, I mean, in English, most of the names are like directly related to
your
family trade.
Yeah.
But it was MASH. It was a comedy show. Was my.
Oh no, I've
I
seen
got
all
you.
of them many times.
They kept
My dad
referring
loved
to
that show when I
them.
was growing up.
They called them bad words, dirty, filthy, foul, vile, vulgar, coarse, in poor taste, unseemly, street talk, gutter talk, locker room language, barracks talk, bawdy, naughty, saucy, raunchy, rude, crude, lewd, lascivious, indecent, profane, obscene, blue, off-color, risque, suggestive, cursing, cussing, swearing, and all I could think of was shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits. They kept.
Oh, dude, I gotta fucking remember those and write those down.
Anyway, so the only thing I have to say is, y'all, they're getting ready to steal this one. So I hope you guys.
They're
are ready.
already doing it. They're already starting it.
Yeah, I just hope that they can get the word out there of what she actually is and what she actually believes, and that Americans open their eyes and their ears.
Tell your friends about her.
Yeah, and just get the word out there. I hope Trump sticks to message. He needs to stop with some of this little petty shit, and he needs to stick to message on her policies and make sure he ties her to the Biden administration.
Well, he did that today when he was speaking, but they wanted him to talk shit. He was speaking at some little small thing, but I don't know if you go back and watch it, it's pretty funny. But you can hear the crowd jeering him and fucking telling him that they love him, and they all fucking the whole crowd ends up screaming, "Fight, fight, fight!" And he's like, "Well, I'm supposed to be here to talk about the economy."
Yeah.
And this right here is why it's important to pay attention to this election, get as many people out to vote as possible. Oh, where's the sound? Where's the sound?
Non-existent.
He was showing you a Muppet.
Hold on.
Is it a Biden?
Yeah. He looks more and more like Jeff Dunham's
dead
puppet.
corpse? A dead
No,
corpse?
Jeff Dunham's puppet. What's his name?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Walter.
The old man.
Yeah, Walter.
Got a lot of work to do. I don't only need you to get me elected, I need you once I'm elected. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics. Yeah. Folks, we got a lot of work to do.
And that's that.
I don't only need you to get me elected, I need you once